Here we have a B20 with a B16a VTEC intake manifold owned by Paco. Yup. And here we're going to work on a B20 head that we ported. And of course, the Zeph's P30 intake manifold is going to be using in the future or soon. Yup. And we lay on the intake gasket of the CRV that we cut here onto the B16 and see how much different or how close it is on the intake manifold bolt holes, so it's easy to adapt it and retrofit it to make it work. Yep, look at here. And here we check on the head itself, the P75 ported head that we did. Now we can show you how it's adapted good, like this. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, first things first, here's our new page. You gotta like and follow it. Do me a favor for that. And we had to make a new one because when my personal Facebook got hacked, I lost control of the old page. So we gotta make this new one, make it even better than the old one. We got prices there. Yep. We all try to constantly post all the stuff that we do at the shop that doesn't necessarily make it to the videos. Like this, we posted this intake here and it led to an intake test that we were able to make a good video of. So there's a lot of discussions on the page that you guys can comment down and we can all discuss it there. See that? We can post some stuff that doesn't always make it to the channel. Like here, some reels you would post it there, so like and follow. And of course, if you don't have Facebook, we also have an Instagram. Here's my personal Instagram that I use strictly for SRD. As you can see, I constantly post all the stuff that we work on there too, so like and follow on those platform. And if you're like into short form, we got our TikTok. It's quite active. Here I try to post all the good stuff, so for entertainment you can check out our TikTok. Link will be in the description below. Here's Paco, our friend Paco from Seville, Spain. His EK hatch with a B20, lovely car, lovely engine, and has a P30 intake manifold. We've done this a few years, but the latest one that we know that did it is him, so we're using him as reference. Look at that, such a clean engine bay, right? An awesome intake. Yep, and Zeph would love this because he has an SIR with a B20 and he plans to do this, so this is just perfect, right? All right, so here's our P72 ported head that we did earlier. We got a video on it. It's a B20 head. Yes, it's all done and good. We just need to finish machining it and all the small details. Yes, and of course, link of the video here will be in the description below. All right. Yep. And here's Zeph's P30 intake manifold that he sent to us. He got it from the marketplace, local marketplace. Okay, that's priced really well. It's really good, in good condition, so we checked it out. Yep, so we're gonna use this to adapt it to a non Vtec B20 head because that's what Zeph plans to do in the near future. All right, so this is for him. Okay, so let's start with overlaying the intake gasket. The bottom one is the B16, and then the middle one is the CRV intake gasket that we cut, and the top is the B16 that we cut on our own. Here's the CRV. Yes, this is the B16 intake gasket that you can buy from the regular auto supply or auto shop, So, yep, we're gonna overlay it on top of the CRV or B20 intake gasket. As you notice, all 1, 2, 3, 4 bottom bolts align perfectly. Yep, as you can see there, except for that one. This all aligns, and then the top one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 aligns. The middle one we don't use it, but also on the edge near the coolant, that one gets cut off later. So you'll see that we're gonna work on that a little bit later. So yep, here's the intake gasket that we cut for the B16. We're gonna use this template. Yep, as you will see later why we cut it a little bigger on the surroundings. Yep. All right, and if you're liking this video, I gotta need a favor from you guys. You gotta like the video. This way, the more likes it gets, the more activity it shows to the algorithm and gets spread out to a wider audience, and it helps me and the channel big time. So yep, hit the like button, guys. I really appreciate that. All right, thank you. And of course, if you haven't, you gotta subscribe. This way, you can binge watch on your own free time whenever you log into YouTube, because you're gonna be able to check our channel when we have new stuff. You're gonna check it out on your own time. We have over 3 years of video here, so you gotta enjoy that. And for the hardcore, we got ultra technical videos, about 20 or more of them, including dyno, not just dyno, but including the tuning, the changes that we do that made power and engine building tricks. Yep, that's for the hardcore. I'll see you guys there, all right? And so here we lay the intake gasket onto the head itself. This is the CRV intake gasket we did. Yep, all right. Just then looks good now. All right, we slowly, carefully remove this. We don't want to tear it off. All right, there you go. This one, we don't get to use it because it's on the middle, but this on the bottom and all this is perfectly, usable. You can actually use it. It's gonna be good. All right, here's the B16 intake gasket. We're gonna align it. It will show you how it fits. We use the OEM replacement one first. As you can see, the bottom bolts are good. This one on the edge. The trick that we have to work on is the coolant passage and of course the whole flange itself. So we're gonna put the template that we cut. This way we can use it as a template actually. Yep. So we're gonna cut that off on this edge here, just to make sure. We'll try to see if we're gonna make that lone bolt there work. Let's hope it can make it work. But if it doesn't, we gotta cut it just like Paco did. All right. Put this bolt here so it doesn't move around. Okay. Let me get this ruler. We use this edge here as the guide. There you go. So that you can have space for the coolant passage, because we're gonna put a fitting there. We're gonna thread it up right there. Okay, but it's aligned too close to the bolt, so we gotta get some space on it. Here, get there, over there. Okay, we're gonna be like a little bit farther now. There, that's about good. Yep. Okay. Okay, here. That's so that we're gonna cut that and overlay it on the B16 P30 intake flange and see where we have to cut it. All right, let's remove this. Now carefully again. Yep. Okay, now here it is. We've cut it up. We're gonna try to make that bolt work. Let's see if we can figure out something that's gonna help that work there. All right, so now we're gonna run this next to the P30 intake flange and see if it fits. Let's drop it in first. Uncut, yeah, of course. There, see the bottom bolts, they all line up perfectly. Just the side on the coolant with the with the coolant hose, we gotta work around that. We're gonna chop it off and put a thread on the head itself. Let's turn it. Here's why we cut the intake gasket a little bit bigger than usual, so you can run a outline through the flange. This way, when you align it with a nut and bolt, you can actually port match it perfectly. We got a video of that on port matching. It's over here. Yep. And yes, it'll be in the description below. All right. Let's wipe this off with dust. Okay, that's perfect. Now here we bolted on the P30. As you can see, it's all aligned, even the bottom side. Yes. All right. Yes, I see we're gonna chop that off this side here. We're gonna chop it off and let's see if we can make that lone bolt right there work. All right. Then we're gonna ink this up so we can scribe a marker or a line just as a guide so we can cut it safely and properly. We don't want to cut too much because once you cut too much, it's gonna be hard to put it back. Here we've inked it up. We scribe a line on it. There's a pointy wire that I cut. All right. Yep. Let's show you closer. Yep. Now there, we gotta cut that section. Okay, so now let's see how it goes. Let's take it to the porting bench. Yep, here it is. We cut it off. Now I'm gonna use a grinder or a carbide, sorry, to make it, to cut it really perfect and really clean. The carbide for porting. Here, I'm starting to clean it up. Getting close. Yes, and when it's done, it's back here on the clean bench. All right, let's click the phone. Here, chop it off. Now let's put it on the head. Let's see how it is. Okay. Okay, so the lone bolt on the upper right side looks like it won't work because I don't want to use a washer just to make it hold. It's gonna twist the bolt. So we're gonna cut it off just like how Paco did it. It's gonna be clean and good, and it's all still complete with the other bolts, so the seal will be perfectly fine. All right, and this would have enough space for the threaded fitting, and this will plug it. All right. So yep, that's about it. We're gonna cut the intake manifold cleaner now. Yes, and here let me show you. We tested it out. We have a 3/8 fitting here. I use it for the VW, and you see it's too big. So the 3/8 fitting is too small actually. So we need a 1/2 inch fitting here in NPT and a plug here. All right, so we're gonna get that, and so when we use this, we're gonna cut off this section to make sure it's clean. There's gonna be a guide for the flange where we cut it off. Here it is, all cut up and all good. Yes, perfect. That's gonna be good. We're gonna do this as a template to the P30 intake flange so that we can cut it clean. It's gonna be clean work once we're done. And that's why this is gonna be a 2-part series, because we're gonna show you the finished product later on. So we're gonna have that moved for the next video. This is gonna be a part 1. So we're not gonna we're not gonna end this video without showing the finished product. So we're gonna do a part 2 that's gonna be showing you how we've already put the fitting, how clean it is, and we'll talk about the head some more, and actually port match this head to the intake manifold, because Zeph actually plans to use this head on his B20 to make a really good torquey street car. All right, so yep. So part 2 will be the next video, and of course for the head porting video, you can also click it over here.